Right, our top focus, Cyclone Ockhi is expected to make landfall in South Gujarat today. Even though the cyclone is losing its severity, high alert has been sounded in the coastal areas and fishermen have been urged not to venture into the sea. The Indian Met Department has predicted very rough sea conditions along North Maharashtra and South Gujarat coasts. Meanwhile, in the state of Maharashtra, many districts including Mumbai have been experiencing heavy rain. Schools and colleges have been shut in Mumbai, Sindhudurg, Thane, Palghar and Raigad districts as precautionary measure.
Climate is good, but if rain controls, it will be good. Climate, it's very nice. After a long time, I'm seeing, I came last month, I think. Yeah, from last month, this is the first time I'm seeing such a climate.
High tide alert has also been issued along the coast in Karnataka. There are reports of 8 houses being damaged in Dakshina Kannada district due to the impact of Cyclone Ockhi. 115 fishermen are reported to be missing off the Karnataka coast and efforts are being made to locate them. The Met Department has also predicted moderate rains at few places in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry today. 19 people have been killed in rain-related incidents in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. According to reports, 690 fishermen have been rescued in combined operations carried out by the Indian Navy, Coast Guard and Air Force. The Kerala government has announced a compensation of $1 million to the kin of those who lost their lives in the rain-related incidents. So that's the latest. As Cyclone Ockhi loses its momentum, it's expected to make a landfall in Gujarat today. However, rains have been lashing Maharashtra in the last 24 hours. Schools remain shut in Mumbai, and that's the latest that we're getting. Rescue operations in the state of Tamil Nadu and Kerala are underway. And emergency response units are on standby in Gujarat as Cyclone Ockhi is expected to make a landfall today. The fishermen have been alerted not to venture out in the sea because things could go anyway, and almost 690 fishermen were rescued from the states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala when Cyclone Ockhi struck India. More on this, I'm joined by WION correspondent Pragya Jha. Good morning, Pragya. What's the latest? Schools are shut in Mumbai. Please give us more details about the precautionary measures that are in place as far as Maharashtra is concerned.
That's right. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, the IMD has put out an advisory warning fishermen across the state in the Konkan region, which also includes other regions like Goa. And the warning goes up till Gujarat. So that is west and northwest in India. This after there were predictions that the cyclone Ockhi will make a landfall in Lakshadweep, and which has since yesterday seen its effects by way of rains that have lashed the city. Mumbai, Navi Mumbai and Thane area in the city, and even metropolitan Mumbai has seen rains, have seen spells of shower since last evening, and even at present we can see that there is rain all around here. It's been raining and the traffic is slow moving at present. I'm showing you the view of one of the residential areas in suburban Mumbai. So the traffic conditions, however, after an outside residential areas are much better, but peak traffic hours, that is from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. is the most crucial time when Mumbaikars are getting to their workplaces. That's when the traffic police has the toughest task in hand, because rains seem to inundate the city, even if it's rained for hardly, say, 3 hours. And it's been raining since last evening, at present as well. So, of course, we will be here giving updates, regular updates near even the seasides to keep a watch on the tidal format, the tidal pattern that will be seen today.
Right, Pragya, the Met Department has predicted that Cyclone Ockhi is going to lose its momentum in some time. How's the situation in Kerala and Tamil Nadu looking right now?
In Kerala and Tamil Nadu, of course, the Cyclone Ockhi has had and has shown its adverse effects there, because fishermen were stuck, and over 1,500 fishermen were rescued, and people had to lose, there was water seeping in the houses. and there was damage to property as well as life and livestock and cattle stock. So of course the effects in southern India compared to what's in western India have been more due to its origination of the cyclone from there, the originating of the cyclone at that from there. That's why. But then with the cyclone coming west and heading northwest Gujarat, all we're experiencing here is there have been showers. Of course, they're not torrential in nature. The showers, as warned by IMD, from light to moderate, and that's what we are seeing at the moment. And of course, fishermen have been told not to venture to the seas.
All right. Thank you so much, Pragya Jha, for that comprehensive update. We will keep coming back to you as Cyclone Ockhi is expected to make a landfall in Gujarat today. Schools remain shut in the state of Maharashtra. Moving on, and we are getting some breaking news. The Delhi court has finally announced the date of the verdict for the 2G spectrum scam. That's the latest. The court has set December 21st as the date of the 2G verdict. A special court on 7th of November had deferred the hearing on the final judgment in the 2G case. Till today, the scam that took place under the UPA regime had shaken the foundation of India's telecom industry and led to the cancellation of 122 licenses of 9 operators. Former telecom minister A. Raja and DMK's MP Kanimoy are among the key accused in the case. The scam is being considered as the biggest scam of independent India. 21st December is the date when the verdict will be out in the 2G scam. The court has been hearing 3 cases related to 2G case since April 2011, 2 filed by the CBI and 1 filed by the Enforcement Directorate. That's the latest. 21st December is the D-Day for India's 2G scam. Finally, we will see what the final verdict is. Remember, the Congress government had to face a lot of flack. The UPA government faced a lot of flack for this 2G scam. 122 licenses of various telecom operators were cancelled because it was alleged that these allocations, the frequency allocations, were given arbitrarily and corruption, mega corruption was involved in the 2G scam. For more on this, I'm joined by WION's legal correspondent Jessica Taneja. Good morning, Jessica. So D-Day has been announced, 21st December it is. Please give us more details.
Good morning, Archana. Yes, the D-Day has been announced. As you also pointed out, various dates were given and they were, of course, adjourned one after the other. So finally, the Patiala House Court, which was due to decide on the scam case, I think finally 2G scam case, has really come out with a particular date. Remember, just earlier in November, they had announced that they will be making the final date of announcing the judgment on somewhere around 5th of December. But now that has come into force, so of course one can expect that major judgment, which took them years and years to try and understand and solve the case and finally hold the culprits, the culprits in power finally behind the jail. So we'll have to wait and see on what that judgment entails. But at the moment, I think it's a big revelation of sorts because one has been waiting for exactly the date of the verdict when that special court finally go ahead and pronounce it. Finally, now we have the date, which is the 21st of December, and we can expect how big that is going to be.
Right, and all eyes remain firm on that verdict. Remember, the CBI had made some scathing observations in the case. It said that several laws were violated and bribes were paid to favor certain telecom companies in granting 2G spectrum licenses. According to the CAG audit, also, the licenses were given to ineligible corporations. So that is the 2G scam all about. And we will have the final verdict on December 21st. Thank you, Jessica, for that update. Moving on, the Tamil Nadu government is today observing the first death anniversary of former AIDMK chief and former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalithaa. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister at present E. Palaniaswamy and Deputy Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam conducted a peace walk in Chennai this morning. 3 kilometers peace walk began from Anna statue and culminated at Jaya's memorial. The EPS and OPS government is also going to launch a number of welfare schemes for the state. Rival TTV Dinakaran faction is also planning a peace march, but no permission has been given yet for TTV faction's march. Exactly a year after Jayalalitha's demise, the fragile situation in the ruling AIDMK in Tamil Nadu still persists. The Palaniaswamy government is still having a wafer-thin margin in the assembly. During the year, the state saw 2 chief ministers and for the first time a deputy chief minister. In addition, there was also confusion in the government as there was a faction fight in the ruling party. The dividing AIDMK party is still fighting for claiming Jaya's legacy. Also, the mystery over former Chief Minister's death continues, with her niece Deepa Jaykumar claiming that there was a conspiracy behind her death and she was in fact murdered. All right, for more on this, I'm joined by a senior journalist from Chennai, Jagannath. So thank you so much for speaking to World is One News. A year on, how do you see the state of Tamil Nadu with the political chaos that's unfolded ever since Jaya's demise? At present, how do you see what's happening in the state of Tamil Nadu?
See, after her death, it's almost a political disaster in Tamil Nadu, particularly for ADMK. They are completely leaderless. Though the Palanichami and O. Pannirselvam have missed, but still the vacuum created by Jayalalithaa has not been filled. They don't have a leader of the caliber of Jayalalithaa who was able to lead ADMK to successive electoral victory. They now, even the TTV Dinagaran rebellion, they could not control it. Now the fate of the ADMK government lies with the Madras High Court. Once the Madras High Court decides, only we know whether this government will survive or not.
Right, Mr. Jagannath, in this 1 year, one has seen almost everything. The split, split of the AIDMK chief ministers changing on a number of occasions, Pannirselvam coming back and then being overthrown, then Palaniswamy taking over, then Shashikala's rise and Shashikala's fall. But amid this, do you think the plight of the common man was ignored? Because at the same time, Tamil Nadu was also witnessing a severe water crisis. Farmers had to march to the national capital to register their protest. They carried out protests. There were desperate appeals to the government. But do you think amid this politics in Tamil Nadu, the common man was ignored by politicians?
Yes, exactly. The governance was the biggest casualty in Tamil Nadu. See, after that, the entire focus has gone to the infighting. There was firefighting, within the ADMK. There were so many factions. Even the merged ADMK, there are people still fighting over their party post. The completely people issue were ignored. There was no focus on no developmental issue. The water scarcity. The government was fighting between there was OPS and Palaniswamy were fighting each other, but they never focused on the farmers issue. And there were so many farmers committed suicide, over 200 farmers committed suicide. But the government, they said only 30 people have died, and that too not because of for various reasons. There was no completely ignorance. Even the recent cyclone that hit the Kanyakumari, the government has failed miserably. They did not carry out the relief work. Still, fishermen are missing, but the government has not done the job.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Jagannath, for that comprehensive perspective on the story and your views on Jayalalitha's first death anniversary. Let's move on. The extradition trial of absconding business tycoon Vijay Mallya resumed in London. The hearing of the trial will be spread over 10 days. The lawyer arguing the Indian government's case in the court told judges on Monday that Vijay Mallya has a case of fraud, allegations of which he needs to answer. The lawyer cited a large number of documents as evidence connected to the loan application that Mallya made while borrowing funds for the now defunct Kingfisher Airlines. Whereas Mallya told the reporters that the charges against him are false and fabricated. Moving on, even Bangladesh is worried over reports that China is planning a 1,000-kilometer-long tunnel running from Tibet to Xinjiang. The idea is to tap the water from the Yarlung Tsangpo River or the Brahmaputra. WION's Bangladesh Bureau Chief Saad Hamadi gets us this report.
India will not be the only country affected if China goes ahead with plans to build a 1,000-kilometer-long tunnel which will divert water from the Yarlung Tsangpo River, or the Brahmaputra as it is known in India, to water-starved Xinjiang province. Even Bangladesh will be hit.
75% of Bangladesh's water flow from the river Brahmaputra during the lean period. During the rest of the year, Brahmaputra constitutes 55% of Bangladesh's water capacity.
Water experts in this country are concerned. Global warming has already seen a rise in temperatures and river flows have registered lows for quite some years.
Yes, it is going to affect Bangladesh, and it is going to affect the diplomatic relation between China, India and Bangladesh. It's going to affect. I think we need to move and talk with China. Whatever they are doing, give their all the project papers and how they are going to operate this river, what will be the low flow operation, and so that we can apprehend the situation and then we can talk with them about the possible any difficulties that will arise.
The experts hope that the astronomical cost of laying underground tunnels on the Tibet Plateau, estimated at nearly $12 billion, would restrain China from going ahead. Chinese engineers have acknowledged there are technical challenges, also environmental issues in Tibet. The project will go over earthquake zones and fault lines. Chinese engineers and planners are closely studying a pilot project underway in the Yunnan province. It involves building a 600-kilometer-long tunnel that will run under mountains and cover fault zones. They're hopeful that the technology and expertise will be realized in the course of that project. That is no comfort for countries like Bangladesh.
For a largely agrarian country, Bangladesh is concerned about the tunnels China is planning on the Yarlung-Sangpo River. Experts suggest that China should come out open about the tunnels it is planning, as that could affect the lower riparian countries such as Bangladesh and the diplomacy in the region in the days to come. In Dhaka, Saad Hamadi, WION.
Moving on, in a major victory for President Donald Trump, the US Supreme Court has allowed his Muslim travel ban to go into full effect. Trump's travel ban targets people from 6 Muslim-majority countries, namely Chad, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Syria and Yemen, even as legal challenges continue in lower courts. The 9-member court, with the 2 liberal justices dissenting, granted Trump administration's request to lift 2 injunctions imposed by lower courts that had partially blocked the ban. The travel ban is a third version of a contentious policy that Trump first sought to implement a week after taking office in January. Trump argues the travel ban is needed to protect the United States from terrorism.
This is the protection of the nation from foreign terrorist entry into the United States. We all know what that means. Protection of the nation from foreign terrorist entry into the United States.
US President Donald Trump says that he feels bad for his former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Trump was speaking to the media at the White House and when he hit out at the FBI, claiming that Hillary Clinton repeatedly lied to the FBI but did not suffer any consequences.
I feel badly for General Flynn. I feel very badly. He's led a very strong life, and I feel very badly, John. I will say this. Hillary Clinton lied many times to the FBI. Nothing happened to her. Flynn lied, and they destroyed his life. I think it's a shame. Hillary Clinton, on the 4th of July weekend, went to the FBI, not under oath. It was the most incredible thing anyone's ever seen. She lied many times. Nothing happened to her. Flynn lied, and it's like they ruined his life.
Flynn was charged last Thursday with 1 count of lying about his private discussions with the Russian ambassador. He pled guilty and struck a plea deal with the investigators in charge of the probe into Russia's alleged funding. In a statement, he said that he's ready to cooperate. He's the first official from the White House and the 4th from the Trump campaign to be charged as a part of Special Counselor Robert Mueller's probe into possible collusion between Russian officials and the Trump campaigners. Moving on, the United Nations political chief is beginning a rare 4-day visit to North Korea today. The trip by Jeffrey Feltman is the first by a senior UN official in 6 years. North Korea had extended an invitation to the UN in September to visit for quote-unquote a policy dialogue. The invitation was formally confirmed on November 30th, a day after North Korea's most recent missile test. Feltman will meet North Korea's Foreign Minister Ri Yong-hun, but he is not scheduled to meet the Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un. Feltman, a former US diplomat and the highest-ranking American in the UN, will be in Pyongyang until Friday. His visit comes as South Korea and the US conduct their largest ever round of aerial drills. He was in Beijing yesterday. China is North Korea's main economic and diplomatic ally and had sent a top-ranking diplomat to Pyongyang last month for talks.
The visit is a response to a long-standing invitation from the authorities in Pyongyang for policy dialogue with the UN. We were able to confirm the visit on Thursday, November 30th. It'll be a wide-ranging discussion. I'm not going to go into any detail, but it'll be a wide-ranging policy discussion. Meanwhile, the Undersecretary General for Political Affairs, Jeffrey Feltman, will visit the Democratic People's Republic of Korea from the 5th to the 8th of December. Mr. Feltman will discuss with DPRK officials issues of mutual interest and concern, and he will also meet with the UN country team and members of the diplomatic corps in Pyongyang, as well as visit UN project sites. While in the region, he will be also visit China. In fact, he was in Beijing today, where he met with a number of senior officials.